Well, not gonna make any friends with this one, but in fairness, I'm sure that the people I will be targeting in this video are either hanging out in front of their local strip club waiting for it to open while showing everyone around them how cool their big wheel bagger is versus the other 50 big wheel baggers in their driveway, or they're scanning through Facebook and asking other people how to make their bike look exactly the same as the ones that they're seeing. So they probably won't even notice this video exists. So let's do it. This is Bike Spirits and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Man, I'm just here for you. I am here for you. What's up? So let's just jump into this one. And honestly, I'm gonna be targeting mostly you Harley guys. Sorry. Mainly because, let's be honest, all the other guys out there like Honda, Indian, like Suzuki, whatever, they don't really have the aftermarket that we do. So they don't do this as much as the Harley guys do. So what is this that I mean? Well, you know, you go into your Harley dealership, you just bought yourself your brand new black Street Glide. Congratulations, rock on. Or, you know, your Lowrider S, you know, black with like the copper accents because God forbid they put out another color. Or you buy one of those other colors, you know, they do make red and silver occasionally. And then the first thing you do is you're like, damn man, I got this bike. I gotta make this my own. I gotta be original. I gotta stand out. And what do? You go to Facebook and like you go into whatever group for whatever bike you just bought and you're like, hey, all you Lowrider S owners, what did you do for handlebars? What did you do for exhaust? What did you do for a cam? What did you do for lights? What did you do for a seat? And then you go and buy all the exact same shit. Congratulations, you took your bike that looked just completely like every other bike on the floor, took it off the floor and made it look like every other bike on the road. What the hell are you doing? This is so dumb. And I see so much of this. Like a couple years ago, it was all about the big wheel baggers. You idiots like would go around and put like a 64-inch front rim on your bike, and then you're like, it's so comfy to ride. Except the only place you'd ride it is to a strip club, park it, and tell people that it was comfortable to ride while you never rode it. Yeah, congratulations, you're now selling that piece of shit that's 5 years old and has 100 miles on it. You're a dumbass. And now it's like with the people with the road glides and stuff, they're like, oh, I put T-bars on my bike, and every other person's like, I need T-bars too. Let's relocate everything on my dashboard because this bike's not meant to have T-bars, and now I can't see shit. But this is awesome, and you all are doing the exact same thing. You're putting the exact same floorboards on, the exact same handlebars. I go into like road glide groups and people are like checking out somebody else's bike, and then they're like, oh, can you send me the build sheet? Why? What is the purpose? Why did you buy a bike to make it look exactly like somebody else's? There are millions of parts out there for Harleys. Just go out there, find the stuff you like, see something that looks kind of cool, and then go, oh, I wonder if I can find something else that's like that or something a little bit closer to what I want. Don't sit there and go, oh, well, you know, I just bought my Harley. All right, got to head over to Saddleman and get my step-up seat. Got to head over to Reinhardt and get those, like, whatever, Street Cannons or whatever the crap you're putting on for, like, a Reinhardt now. Got to put my T-bars on. Got to, you know, do my thrashing floorboards and, like, stop. Now, quick disclaimer. A lot of these parts are good. A lot of these manufacturers are good. I see a lot of stuff that I like. And there's a lot of stuff that it looks awesome. And I don't blame people that are like, damn man, like those like handlebars that are apparently will cave in my chest when I get in an accident because they're pointing on top. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I get that, you know, there's a lot of those out there. I like them. I like the look, stuff like that. But when you're sitting there going, oh, I need like, you know, KST meat hangers or whatever. Calm down. You don't need to go brand, like look, size, height specific to everybody else around you. You're absolutely ridiculous. You need to stop this stuff. Like, just making these generic cut and copy bikes is just getting silly, because the whole point of a Harley, as I said, is like, you know, make it your own, like show your personality. Apparently your personality is a wet piece of cardboard, because the only thing you're doing is copying the kid next to you. You might as well just call yourself Indian Motorcycles, because that's what you are. You're just a photocopy of that guy over there. What's up, Indian? So these aren't even the only guys. I also see these other guys that are like, oh, I gotta build the biggest, strongest, loudest, fastest, most powerful engine I can on my bike, which is fine. I am all about horsepower. I'm all about torque. I am all about like loud noise. I am all about waking up like all your neighbors at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's kind of funny. Well, not my neighbors. Personally, I don't want flaming bags of dog shit on my doorstep, but that's just me. The problem is, a lot of you don't actually think about the riding you do before you do this. Like when the Harley 131 came out, everyone just ran out and they started handing over their lunch money so Harley could put an underpowered, oversized engine in their bike. And then, surprise, surprise, this engine started breaking down everywhere. That's because you idiots that were buying it weren't actually thinking about what you were doing. First off, it's a Harley part, so you know it's gonna break. That's just the reality of it. You should have waited a little longer until like S&S or, you know, somebody else put out the same size engine, except built reliably and tested and done, you know, the right way. But you didn't. You bought the Harley one so you could be the first kid on the block to go, oh, I got a 131, check it out. But then a lot of you guys like started actually taking these on long rides. You started taking them and sitting them in like, I don't know, on the highway, and like they would just overheat, they would break, the seals would give out, the pistons would give out. Like, these engines just turned to absolute shit. And part of that is because you weren't thinking about what you do versus what that engine is meant to do. Like, to give you an example, like nobody drives cross country. No one's like, oh man, I really want to see the country. I'm gonna live in my vehicle. I'm gonna drive zigzag back and forth. I wonder how much it would be to buy a Ferrari. You buy something big and roomy that's probably not the most powerful vehicle on earth, probably an RV or something like that, or at least, you know, a bus or something, a free candy van. But you don't sit there and buy a sports car to go zigzagging back and forth throughout the country. Why? Because that's not what it's for. So when you're buying all these like engines, when you're going to like, you know, a manufacturer, a company, a mechanic, and you're like, build up the biggest, beastliest thing, put in like the Woods, you know, super torque cam, because let's be honest, y'all put that in too, congratulations. Put in this, put in that, I want this to be a performance bagger. And then you're like 2,000 miles into your trip and you're like, oh, my engine is completely on fire. You brought that on yourself. You took a touring engine, turned it into a sport car engine, and then you're wondering why it doesn't tour. Like, what are you doing? Purpose build your bikes, people. Seriously, look at the way you ride, look at what you do, and then build around that. Are you the guy who likes to take the big wheel bagger and park in front of the strip club and think it's gonna get you laid, but it really never does, but hey, it attracts all the other dudes around to come over for a giant sausage fest to talk about how awesome your bike is? Then yeah, go ahead, throw that 131 in there. Are you going cross country? Are you traveling a lot? Do you sit in traffic a lot? You should probably get the slightly smaller engine that can handle heat and displacement a lot better. Like, this isn't rocket science. And even if you do consider it rocket science, trust your mechanic to point you in the right direction. If your mechanic is sitting there telling you to put a rocket engine into your touring bike, get a new mechanic. That guy only wants to separate you from your lunch money, and that is just as bad. So seriously, this is it, man. Like, stop making your bike look like every other damn bike out there. Put a little bit of your wet cardboard, like boring ass personality into it. And actually think about the parts that you're putting on there and if they're actually going to be useful for what you're doing. You don't need a nitrous kit if you're going to be sitting in Boston traffic 7 days a week with your freaking bike. It's just common sense. All you're doing is attracting that sausage party when you make it to this, like, you know, strip club. And I mean, if you're down for the sausage party, high five to you, whatever. I've got nothing against that. But if that's not your goal in life, you don't need the nitrous tank. You don't need the 151, the 131, the 100 and billion, whatever. Seriously, you guys are all on notice. You grind my gears, knock it off. I just know there's gonna be some guy who's gonna like blow up the comments or, you know, DMs or some crap like that and be like, oh, I built the most powerful engine and I went cross country with no issues. I gotta stop and get maintenance every 1,000 miles, but I have no issues. Just like butthurt in some way, shape, or form. If you're butthurt by me, then you've got bigger problems going on in your life. I promise. I'm not worth getting butthurt over. With that being said, though, hey, got hats. Got hats. Message me over on Instagram. Just send me a message. Slide up in my DMs. Let me know. 25 shipped. It happens. These are comfy hats, man. Let's do it. But for the rest of you, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dork you know who's parked in front of a strip club right now with a 62-inch big wheel and like a 151 engine and a nitrous kit, and he literally just goes to his house that's 2 blocks down the road and then back to the strip club every day. He loves this stuff, trust me. And I'll see you all on the flip side.